Inside the winning love story of Judge Judy and husband Jerry Sheindlin. Save for one brief split, Judges Judy and Jerry Sheindlin have been holding court together for decades, including the entire 25-year run of Judge Judy. Here's why their marriage still rules. Let the record state that Judge Judy Sheindlin and her husband, the Honorable Jerry Sheindlin, haven't had the most perfect of marriages. But we're going to go ahead and deliver our verdict: anyone who makes it past their silver anniversary is a winner. And Judy is already well into her 46th year of marriage with Jerry, which is nearly 2 decades longer than she presided over her triple daytime Emmy-winning eponymous court series Judge Judy, which gavelled out in 2021 after 12,500 episodes. The pair just had to overcome one tiny blip that saw the two judges, perhaps ironically, facing off in court. Dissatisfied with Jerry's inability to take care of her as she grieved the 1990 death of her father, Judy issued an ultimatum. She said to me, "If you can't maneuver this, I'm going to divorce you," he recalled to Marlo Thomas and Phil Donahue in the duo's May 2020 release, What Makes a Marriage Last. And I said, "Oh, yeah. I dare you." And the next day, I got divorce papers. The next day. So, that was the end of that. It wasn't, of course, their split lasting all of a year and ending with Judy accepting this particular blind spot of her husband's, declaring to Marlo and Phil that oftentimes you truly can't change a man, like they say, don't try to teach a pig to sing. It doesn't work and it just annoys the pig. Not that Jerry, a retired New York Supreme Court justice, regularly gets a pass. In real life, Judy is every bit the exasperated, watch-tapping, meme-generating, take-no-prisoners cultural icon that she portrays on screen, never afraid to unleash one of her patented insults or remind a defendant, "On your best day, you're not as smart as I am on my worst day." Or, as Amy Poehler lovingly referred to her as she presented Judy with her Lifetime Achievement Emmy, "the Jewish mother we all want." Judy, who will mark her 81st birthday on October 21, split with her first husband, fellow prosecutor Ronald Levy, after 12 years and 2 kids, daughter Jamie Hartwright, born in 1966, and Adam Levy, born in 1968, because, as she put it on the Fox News show Objectified, he saw her career in law as a hobby. Entering back into the workforce, she was a prosecutor in the New York family courts when she first cross-examined defense attorney Jerry in a bar. "I just finished trying a murder case as a defense lawyer," he recalled to the Los Angeles Times years later, in 1999. "There was a reporter from the New York Post there at the bar, and I was speaking to him about the case. Judy came walking in and put her finger in my face and said, 'And who is this?' I said, 'Lady, get your finger out of my face.' We've been together ever since." Transitioning from his work on the New York Supreme Court at the time, Jerry was speaking to the LA Times about his new gig as arbitrator on the 3rd season of The People's Court, a role that his bride pushed him to consider despite it placing him as her direct competition. "She is the one that told me I should do it," he assured in that 1999 interview. "If she had any reservations at all, I wouldn't have done it." Not that she had all that much to worry about considering Judge Judy began crushing its next closest competitor, Oprah Winfrey, with all of her free cars and celebrity confessionals, 2 years after its 1996 debut. Still, Jerry cautioned the paper that if my show takes off and I beat her, I am contacting Hollywood immediately to remake the movie Sleeping with the Enemy. One could argue a ratings battle was nothing compared to what they'd already endured. Having spent the first decade plus of her marriage tending to Jerry's needs while also building a legal career that had taken her from prosecutor to judge, Judy was thrown out when her father, "my champion," she put it to Thomas and Donahue, passed away in 1990. "In desperate need of a role reversal, I said, I've been taking care of you for 12 years, now it's your turn to take care of me." And he was totally unaccustomed to that role, Judy detailed of her husband in What Makes a Marriage Last. "I wasn't asking for anything unreasonable, and he wasn't being unreasonable saying that he really didn't know how to do that. He was 55 and had lived a certain way all his life. He couldn't even conceptualize taking over that role. He just couldn't. Agreed Jerry. What she said was, unless you change, we can't stay together. I said, tell me what you want me to do. You can't just say, take care of me. What does that mean? Do you want me to carry you from place to place? Do you want me to buy you things? Do you want me to feed you? Do you want me to keep you warm? What you have to do is tell me, use your words and tell me what you want me to do to take care of you. She said, just take care of me. And I said, I don't know how to do that. The standoff led to the sort of expedited divorce that occurs when both halves of the couple are judges. Then, not long after, came the regrets. I missed her presence the very first week that we were separated, he shared. It was the first time in years that we didn't get to see each other every single day. It was such a strange experience. Equally as forlorn, she was receptive when he phoned her up after a year apart, agreeing to his request for dinner and gamely detailing one particularly unsuccessful date that had her telling an overweight suitor to rethink his dinner order. I was so pleased to have her tell me that story, Jerry said, because, at that moment, I knew she eventually had to come back to me. Both in agreement that the previous year without each other had been rough, I missed him, allowed Judy, they decided to give both their romance and matrimony another shot. I like being married, Judy noted of their decision to retie the knot. Ahead of their first vows in 1977, she recalled in the book, I actually had to drag him to the altar. He had no intention of divorcing his wife, even though they had been separated for 3 or 4 years. After we were together for about a year, I said, I want to see your divorce in the newspaper or don't bother calling again. When he argued they could simply live together, Judy countered that it'd be his job to inform her father. I said, I'm not going to do that, recalled Jerry. So she whipped out a calendar and said, pick a date. Now. This time around, though, he was the one tossing out propositions. I picked her up from work at Family Court one day, and we were walking through downtown Manhattan, Jerry shared. Suddenly, I said to her, this is silly. I'm uncomfortable being with you all the time and not being married to you. Let's get married again. She said, well, how are we going to do that? I said, the clerk's office is right up the street. We can go in and get a license.